All right, are you guys ready to crack this one open? Let's solve this, man. We gotta solve this. Let's do this. I feel like this is gonna all come together really nicely. Like, I don't think this last day of trial is gonna be hard. There's just so much evidence we already have available, you know? Like, there's so much evidence. All right. June 22nd, 9:51 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18, just like me? Oh, yeah, why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm a suspect in a murder trial, again! But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Good morning! The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly! You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming today to show her support. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today, too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly, not this again. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later, then. I'll leave you two for your alone time. Ooh, I don't know why the alert didn't go off, but we got a massive Berg raid coming in. What's up, guys? How you doing? Berg, thank you for the host, dude. Welcome, everybody, coming in with that Berg raid. Guys, you are just in time for the conclusion of this case. We're going into the hottest part of this little section here. I'd like to say thank you real quick to Berg. Guys, if you don't know who Berg is, an awesome variety caster. Great guy. Fancy Gherkin with the 4-month resub right there, that TPS. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate it. Happy to have you guys. If you don't know what Phoenix Wright is, I'll give you guys, all the folks coming in with the raid, I'll give you a quick little rundown on what we're doing here. Essentially, Phoenix Wright, it is the freaking supreme lawyer-tastic game where you go around, you collect your clues, like so, like on the screen above me. You collect your evidence, for the trial, and we're gonna use the evidence we've collected to prove the innocence of our defendant. So, yeah, I do a little bit of voice acting for it, and I don't read chat too. I don't really read chat too much in the middle of this. Just a heads up, guys. So, if I don't respond to you, just know that I love you. New emotes are cute. You like them? Oh, thank you, Kotamari. I'm really happy with them too. I got more coming soon too. I'm gonna get a couple new ones made. All right, so let's dive back in and continue forward. Whew, thank goodness. Nick, this way Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? I knew he was just didn't want Pearl to see it. Because we're totally about to convict Pearl's mom of murder. Just a heads up. June 22nd, 10 a.m. Wow, starting at 10 on the dot. So punctual.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with a great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world.
All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix.
Don't be so foolish. You foolish fool wearing that foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I am the prodigy who never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country.
Uh-huh. That's nice, Miss Von Karma.
Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Fey.
It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Yeah, she has a whip in court, and it makes no sense. You just gotta accept that it's a lawyer game, but it's also an anime-type style thing. Japan doesn't have rules, man. There are no rules.
Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session.
That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct?
Yes, and this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been.
Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin.
All right, let's hear it.
The prosecution has determined that from time to time of the murder to the time of the arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point.
What?
But, Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant?
I never said there wasn't the defendant, Judge.
Then what is the meaning of this?
All I am saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that is when she dropped this key.
Can you substantiate your claim?
Isn't that what I am here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand.
Just as I suspected. Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia. She seems really torn by this.
Witness, name and occupation.
My name is Morgan Fey. I am a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking.
I'm sorry, but what do you what do you mean in a manner of speaking?
I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept a watch over the defendant, correct?
Yes, that is correct. I performed the spiritual severing technique on Mystic Maya then.
Spiritual severing technique?
A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world, that is.
Yes, that is...
You, be quiet. Now witness, something happened while you were performing this technique, yes?
Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room.
What?
And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber.
Yo. They're getting rowdy with this, man. No, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Order, order, order! Miss Fey, please testify to the court what happened during that time.
Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Oh yeah, and you just happen to just remember this. Heck you! Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise.
This is right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
My aunt is very smart and she's a very smart and sly person, Phoenix. It's gonna be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. It's okay, she doesn't know what evidence we have on her at least. We should review our evidence real quick, though. So we have the newspaper clipping 1. May 2nd, 14 patients died. Yep. The Megatama. The map. You know, one thing's bugging me, because this map has always said partial. There might be more to it that we've never been updated on. Newspaper clipping 2, details on the accident. The screen with the 8 inches off the ground hole. The black key that was found in the incinerator. The floor plans. Crime scene. Okay. Dr. Gray's autopsy report. Stabbed in the chest, then shot at point blank. Gunpowder residue around bullet hole. The pistol murder weapon was Gray's 2 shots fired. Bears Maya and Gray's fingerprints. And then a knife, murder weapon, a small fruit knife. Belongs to the phase, bears Maya's fingerprints. The costume, which has the bullet hole in it. But then we also have Lotta's photos, one of which is from the back. Can't tell who it is, but it looks like Maya. The second one is, you know, it looks like it could be Eenie Meenie if she were to dress up like this. And it doesn't have a hole in the sleeve. There's that contradiction. Then we have the sacred urn, I am, broken by Pearl the night before the murder, under repair in the hallway until the police came. Okay, so here's what I can deduce, guys. Here's what we can say. So she's saying that Maya broke out and, okay, hold on. I know exactly how we're gonna crack her on this one. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. The pistol was hanging from Mr. Maya's hand, blah, 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 blah. Then quite suddenly, she thrust it away from me and escaped the room. All right, so press. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit such a thing, however, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There's no way she could have escaped from you so easily.
Have you forgot already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time, the defendant was not physically Maya Fey.
Oh. Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand.
Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given her chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However, with great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. You fainted? I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor.
How long were you unconscious?
I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps.
And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time.
Happy? Witness, please elaborate on this point for us.
I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. No knowledge. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great. Well, now what? Question further. This is where we got her. So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all?
Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself.
It's true. The witness is not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness.
What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve. That's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. I can't see a crack in her testimony. What should we do? For now, we should try and get more information out of her. After we get more information from her, we may be able to use it for later and to our advantage. Alright, I'm gonna press the rest of her statements. But I know exactly what's going on. I totally know how to prove this. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, though. Just now you said those two. Who were those two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry, I simply could not understand her atrocious English. Not to mention, she looked awful. I can already see people in Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I've already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks.
What did you do after that, Miss Fey?
I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind.
Yes, that is a very good point.
At the time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there, was another. Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. Question further. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and the camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. I don't buy it.
Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fey.
This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her, and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for ya.
Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Fey, please continue.
A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head, and this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this. However,
the witness was lying to cover up for defendants.
She was covering for Maya? Question further. So you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected.
Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she? Ugh!
The witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there's always later.
Yes, very well.
Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Alright, I've gotten all the info out of this. It's the same person, yeah. Listen, it's actually more of a New Orleans I'm going for. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hi, Mom.
That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber.
I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt.
Now let's take the next logical step. And we ask, where did the defendant go after the leaving channeling chamber?
Yes. That is exactly what we should... Ugh!
Be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee had done when she had gone to speak with a certain person.
She went to speak with somebody?
Who was it?
The prosecution calls Miss Eenie Meenie, who was sleeping in the side room at the time.
Miss Eenie Meenie? I think you can see where this is headed. We know they're in cahoots. We know it.
Witness, name and occupation.
Okay. So, my name is, Eenie Meenie. I'm, researching parapsychology stuff at the university.
What is this parapsychology?
Let's see. It's I guess most people call it occult stuff.
Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means.
Then I suggest you go home and read book.
Yes, sir.
Now then, Miss Meenie, after the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct?
Well, I guess.
If this is case, then let's hear testimony. That is alright, isn't that, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine, for my sake. After the murder. When the channeling started, I was, sleeping in the side room. A little later, somebody came into the room, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I like hadn't seen her in like so long. I was so happy in like a sad way. My sister, she like told me something totally terrible.
Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey?
Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channel at this time.
Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of the witness's sister?
Yes, Mini. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray Clinic.
Oh, well, this is...
Witness.
Like, yeah?
In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell court what this terrible thing is? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it.
Like, do I totally and like really have to?
Of course.
Miss Meanie, please.
My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Beanie?
She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said?
Yeah.
There, are you satisfied, Your Honor?
I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go as far as to use a medium to get revenge.
It's a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence, the testimonies point to this as to be truth. The end. Ta-da!
What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all loose ends are accounted for.
This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it all just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine the witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder.
Oh, yet again, foolish fool spelled out more foolish dribble. I wonder if you make this more entertaining than last time.
After the murder, I'm gonna run you guys through my plan. I'm gonna run you guys through my plan real quick. I want you guys to see what my plan is here. So she says, hey, my sister come and talk to me through spirit. I don't know why I'm doing that voice still. But Pearl was in the hallway all the way until the police showed up repairing this sacred urn. She would have seen something. She would have been able to account for this. There would be people. There would be a little grill in the way. Flaw in testimony. Sleeping in the side room. Like a little later, someone came into the room like really suddenly. All right, let's press it. Let's press it. Let's press it. Little bits.
You know, this reminds me of a saying I once heard. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves.
There you go. Do you know the time? Like maybe a little before 11 a.m.? Something like that, I think. 11 a.m.? Yeah, like, my stomach is totally ready for, like, food. Oh, not No, you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is right now. I meant what time it was when someone came into your room. Oh, so like that's what you meant. Like, you should have been more like clear, you know? Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. Like, it's really... Huh? That's it? Why did you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, like, what was I talking about again? Never mind.
Witness, about this person who enters side room. Tell us more.
It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I want to check this one. Was that because of your, sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I, like, think there was sesame seeds, like, in the lunch they served that day. I had this, like, premonition that it was going to be totally a seedy day.
Yes, indeed.
I see.
Am I the only one who missed the boat on this one?
Anyway, you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping?
I hadn't seen her in so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react with surprise at seeing dead loved ones alive again? But like, maybe if I was like someone who didn't know about like the occult. But I like know all about the Karain channeling technique.
The point here is that Witness immediately recognized that it was her sister.
Yes, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? No, question further. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But...
Don't keep badgering her!
You know the phrase, objection? Could you try using that once in a while?
Mr. Wright. The question of what the witness felt when, she saw her sister, is it really that important?
Whatever, let's try it. It's very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about.
All right. Mr. Wright, Miss Minnie, please amend your testimony.
Like, okay, I'm totally cool with that. I wasn't, like, scared at all. And, like, her costume looked, like, totally normal. So there was nothing odd about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, nothing was, like, weird. Mia's talking to herself like she's found something wrong. That's impossible. Like, is everything okay? Can I, like, go on? I want to know. Mia, talk to me, Mia. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. Let's press more. Something terrible. What was this thing she told you? Wait a second, hold on. Didn't I just, like, tell you about it? Did you just, like, forget already?
A foolish fool with a foolish seed for a brain, who only speak foolish with foolishly words.
Well, excuse me, princess. Wow! Don't bother asking. I did just hear this story. It's not like my memory is that bad. Actually, the defense is fine and does not need to hear the story again. Okay, I actually have, she really put a lot of thought into this lie, didn't she? We can't rush this. Let's take it slowly, one step at a time. She's bound to slip up. And zibbity zabbity zibbity zabbity zibbity zabbity zoo. Okay. But here's the thing. When the channeling started, yada yada yada, and I wasn't scared at all, and her costume looked like totally normal, except for the fact that it was drenched in blood! That was a very well-spun lie, Miss Eni. Huh?
What do you babble about this time, Mr. Phoenix?
It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Meanie, may I remind you of what you said? You said there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance? Like, yeah, and? But I don't really think you thought that all out. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone like this appeared before you.
You forget about blood spray.
Miss Minnie, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat.
Order! Order! Miss Minnie, what is the meaning of this? Miss Minnie?
I'm thinking. Don't interrupt me.
That...
And what do you stammer about, Your Honor?
Well,
The witness. Her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though.
First of all, calm yourself down, witness.
Like, I'm sorry. I, didn't mean to snap.
Now hurry up with testimony.
if you please.
The judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's gonna be. After the murder. Like, in the side room was, kind of dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? And the blood totally blended in. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Was she in the channeling chamber when I came back there, though? I don't think she was.
Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood.
You think? Thanks, Gramps.
Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? All right, I guess not. Very well, you may, question the witness.
The side room was, kind of dark, you know? It's not even dark. It was daytime. Really. Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room.
Don't push your subjective opinion on this poor girl.
That's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Minnie's?
You're such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this tried little man.
Okay. Ugh, can't breathe. Let me out of here. So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended in. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, the right thing to do something like that. And what was your sister, Miss Mimi Minnie, like at the time? Well, she was, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, she knew. She, said she did something really bad. And, she said she wanted to go with me to, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Yeah! And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Was your sister calm by that time? I guess so. I guess maybe, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray made her feel a lot better?
I'd like to feel a lot better, too. Mr. Phoenix Wright, the sooner the better.
She says with her whip at the ready. And, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Minnie? Sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? What do you mean? When you were in the side room, when you were going to the crime scene, or when you arrived at the crime scene? When you were going to the crime scene. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. No, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Press harder! Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court.
Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important?
Oh, it's very important. I asked because it's insanely important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. No, I know where I'm going with this.
Very well. Miss Minnie, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony.
Like, I don't get why, but okay. Like, I didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. Got it! Try to remember that time. Oh, like, I remember, like, I totally didn't see anyone on the way. I guess this really is a dead end. No, it's not. Something you finally pull out of a witness is never a dead end, Phoenix. No good. I can't find anything wrong. Yes, we can. The judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial. I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen. We can't give up. All right, side room was kind of dark. I just got to present the vase. Broken by Pearl right before the murder, under repair, in the hallway until the police came. Objection! I told you that was our crux for this case. I finally found the fault, or I guess, in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Take a look at this urn. Like, urn? There are cracks. Do you see them? So? Like, what does that prove?
Don't care about some little worn-out urn.
Like, yeah. I already, like, said I didn't see, like, anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. I didn't, like, totally say anything about, like, an urn, did I? It looks like you still don't understand. I propose that if you had really been walking along the winding way at that time, there was no way you could not have seen this person. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fey's daughter, Pearl Fey.
Yes. And how is this child relevant?
It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden.
Oh.
And she just so happened to break this urn.
Oh. Oh.
Wait, hold on. You tell me she break urn? Yo, be human!
Be human with that 3 months in a row. Dude, thank you so much for the resub. I really, really appreciate it, man. Welcome back to the pool party for another month. Thank you. I'm gonna dive right back in because we're in a hot spot right now, but you are a legend, and I appreciate the support.
Wait, she break urn?
Yup. She accidentally knocked it over with her ball. Oh! And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of Winding Way. What? Miss Minnie. Pearl was there in the Winding Way at that time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I would have to declare you legally blind. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Minnie. You are a masterful liar!
Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say.
The one who needs to watch what she says is the witness. So, Miss Minnie, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course.
The witness just testify about that.
That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible because there is clearly a contradiction here.
A contradiction?
Shit. I don't know what the contradiction for this one is. Hold on, I need to look. What do I got? I don't know. I can't remember what happened that first day. Was she there when I went? I'm gonna ask Mia. I may have overreached on this one. Is there really a contradiction somewhere? Don't worry, you're on the right path, Phoenix. It might be a little hard for you to see the contradiction, but it's there. So just this once, do you want me to help you out? Nah, we can do it. It's hard for me to see. I can't just accept her help without thinking it through myself. That's the spirit. Give it another try.
All right, Mr. Wright, what is your answer?
Okay, time to add another bluff to the pile. The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room, and I say that's not possible because there is clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction?
Where's the contradiction?
Is it in her testimony just now? She would have woken up when the glass jar broke, right? When the jar shattered? That's all I can think of in my head. Oh, yo! Marcus, you're right! Morgan, yeah, she said Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber earlier. But if she was sleeping, there is absolutely no way she could have an idea of what's going on in the channeling chamber. The only reason she knows that is because she came from there. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Minnie, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Minnie, how do you know that fact? How? I concede that Miss Fey was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room couldn't have known that. Which means, Miss Minnie, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. However, you didn't go there by way of the winding way. Nah.
But look at this manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way.
Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I ask this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Minnie, please answer the question.
Don't ask question off a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you put on table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer question for us. Where was witness at time of murder?
Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yes. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Meenie, so now is the time to prove it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place?
Final answer, boss. Final answer. Miss Meenie was here, of course. What?
But that's the channeling chamber.
Isn't that the crime scene?
That's right. Miss Minnie was at the scene of the crime.
Order in my court. That's...
Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lose your mind? Yesterday testimony established that only victim and defendant were in chamber when the channeling started.
Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Well, it's simple. Miss Innie Minnie was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Well, duh. The only spot you could hide. Here, of course.
Behind the folding screen?
Don't make me say again! Recall yesterday's testimony!
There ain't no way anyone was hiding out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk? Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slime ball!
Now, Miss Minnie. One so young as you shouldn't be saying.
Shut it, Gramps! As if you know exactly how old I am.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Miss Minnie, how were you able to hide at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside of this box. Ugh, that tiny little box, no person could fit in that box. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotta disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. Oh.
But that clothing box was inside room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with murder!
That's right! I was sleeping there, so I should know. The clothing box was in the side room the whole time.
Mr. Wright. Do you think you can prove that the clothing box was at the time
Oh yeah. And now I present the last piece of evidence that will prove that this clothing box was at the scene of the crime, the time the murder took place. Son, take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid. As if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing.
This? What on earth?
I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already.
There's a hole about 8 inches off the ground.
Yeah, a hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before?
The folding screen. The folding screen have a hole at the same height.
That's right. Now I hope this has opened up your eyes as to what has happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the hit pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and into the box. Miss Minnie, you were hiding behind the folding screen waiting for your chance. Yeah, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray.
Order! Order! So what are you saying?
Then, Miss Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying the person in this photo is Miss Innie Minnie?
That is exactly what I'm saying! Miss Innie Minnie, you were hiding in this clothing box all along, and you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey.
To masquerade as Maya Fey?
She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No! Stop!
I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness! If that is the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that witness moved the clothing box to a scene of crime, pretend to be defendant, kill the victim, and then fled scene of crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself.
Yes, that is correct. For one person to do all the preparation, that is.
Whew. Need I remind you, this foolish received no mercy.
Wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? What? You can't be serious. Miss Minnie, you had an accomplice. This person. If it wasn't someone from Korean Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have been able to use that box.
Morgan Fey.
Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier?
What do you have to say to this, Minnie? You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? Breakdown, let's see it. Give me the breakdown. There it is. I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in the medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened.
Unexpected?
Yes. That's right. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that's why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and bang! Right in his forehead.
After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room?
Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear, which is why upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Minnie, she immediately covered her own costume with blood and pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Morgan Fey chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here.
What is one supposed to say?
This is the real truth behind the murder, Your Honor. Huh.
Who was that? Laughing at a time like this?
You simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, but are you still by chance evolving?
What is it this time?
Miss Von Karma, surely.
Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose to something this petty?
What in the world? Mr.
Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area.
And that is?
If this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all trouble?
Huh?
Working together with the medium, pretend to be one of putting on the whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish thing?
Huh? Well, that's... Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh, one other thing. Why would Miss Annie Minnie want to kill Dr. Gray? Where's her motive?
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. A motive? I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Huh. Just as I thought. You bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix Wright. Just great. Now even she's calling me by my full name. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say that I wanted to take revenge based on nothing?
What do you mean by that?
Senile, stupid Gramps. I'm, like, going to explain. So, like, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, like, wanted revenge, then, like, I wouldn't have waited this long. And, besides, like, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was, like, Dr. Gray. It was, like, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead self? However, you see...
Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You fail to support your own theory. The end.
I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Minnie has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated, and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fey to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point.
Except for all that evidence I literally just gave you.
Tisk. With so many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you should really learn your place.
Yark! What happened? I thought I had her for sure. Tee. See, like, that's what I, like, told you. I'm going to serve you a slice of humble pie.
Very well. I will now conclude the cross-examine of Miss Innie Minnie.
Objection! Or hold it, maybe. Your Honor, please allow the defense one more minute.
Sure.
You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Yeah. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for murder, but you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say,
I'm doing the wrong voice for him.
if you want to say that you can prove Miss Minnie had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason?
Can I? Can I really do this? I want to investigate my stuff. So, here's what I'm thinking right now, guys. Essentially, I think that perhaps it was Innie who killed her sister. And perhaps it was Innie who had to kill Dr. Gray, because if Dr. Gray talked to her sister through the spirit medium, the sister would tell Dr. Gray that Innie had killed her. I don't have any evidence to support these claims, though. It's the only reason, it's the only way it makes sense. Dr. Gray wants to see the spirit medium, and so this crackhead theme starts cooking up. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm gonna say yes, I can. I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show you and substantiate the fact that Miss Minnie had a motive. Too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended, after all.
Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Miss Phoenix Wright.
What? You're supposed to be on my side.
Von Karma only care about perfect win. As long as you have will to fight, I will knock you down. And I don't care if you're my witness. So help me, I will blow you out of my way.
No way.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene.
Hey, wait a second here.
Court is adjourned, Miss Innie Minnie.
Damn, dude. Wow, I didn't think I was gonna get a two-parter here. This has been a long case. This is nuts, dude. June 22nd, 12:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Is it really true about my aunt? I'm afraid so, Maya. There's no way Annie could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your Aunt Morgan. That's terrible. Why would she do that? Everything's going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh, shit. Miss Von Karma? Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? Nick had nothing to do with what happened to your dad.
Don't you have something better to be worrying about? Say, your own situation?
Ugh, looking down on me, even though we're in the same age. Are you done yet? You've caused me enough pain and suffering.
Oh, not yet. My goal is to defeat you, and let the world know of your defeat. But
even if you do that, it won't bring your father back.
Whatever. In meantime, let's bring this match to a conclusion. And then we'll know who the real winner is.
June 22nd, 2:10 p.m.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you prove Miss Inimini had a motive?
Yes, I believe I can. I don't know how yet, but Inimini and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection, and that's the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Miss Minnie, please testify to the court about your car accident last year. Huh? I thought, you wanted to, ask about my, motive. I, don't see the point in bringing up the past.
Miss Minnie, if you please.
Okay. I totally don't think it'll do any good, but whatever. Last year's accident. That was last year in May. Something really bad had happened at my sister's clinic around then. And, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was, totally pooped too. So I, fell asleep in the passenger seat. I, woke up because of a jolt, and, it was a sea of flames around me. And I, opened up the door and got away.
I think I've heard of this incident.
It was all the talk on the tabloid shows day after day last year. Yeah, there was talk.
There was talk about Dr. Gray drugging your sister?
Ugh. Those merely rumor. Totally baseless gossip.
Yes, Mr. Wright, you may question the witness.
Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did in fact drug Minnie's sister. Yeah. Which means I'll have to work this from another angle. She did it. 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 She killed her own sister for some reason. I don't know why, but she did it. That was last year in May. Didn't some sort of medical malpractice happen at your sister's hospital then? Yeah, that was in May too. The thing with all the patients dying was, May 2nd. And, our accident was, on the 24th. 2 accidents back to back. You assume it's a coincidence? My sis was, totally tired, so that's why. Duh. Something really bad had happened at, my sister's clinic around then. I wanna peep this real quick. Hold on. I wanna peep the article. Late last night, two women's car crashed into a highway center divide. One of the women was not able to escape the flaming wreckage and died at the site. Ongoing investigation has revealed that the driver had fallen asleep at the wheel. Miss Inimini holds interview about crash. I was really tired and I dropped off to sleep. then there was this crash, and I like woke up in a huge sea of flames, and I was like still half asleep, but I opened the right door and got out. And the way she's talking in this interview, she still talks like when she's lying in court. I don't like remember anything else. If Miss Innie Minnie is to be believed, the one driving the car was her sister, Mimi Minnie. Mimi Minnie was the nurse at Gray's Surgical Clinic where 14 patients accidentally overdosed to their death. Is this just a mere coincidence? Okay, so let's keep pressing. I got theories. We just gotta find a hole to push through. That was the malpractice incident where 14 patients died, correct? Yeah. What was the cause of the mistake? Like, I heard it was because the medicines, like, got mixed up. Was that the fault of your sister, Mimi Minnie? Like, no way. Dr. Gray totally wanted to blame it on my sis.
The incident has nothing to do. That incident has nothing to do with our murder here. Besides, police report already document that it was entirely Mimi's fault.
Which means, as far as the real facts are concerned, Mimi Minnie is the one who made this mistake. But, like, it really wasn't my sis. And, like, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. She was totally tired? You mean exhausted? Like, she had to talk to the police and, like, was being investigated and, like, every day. It was, like, a total terrible situation. It's no wonder, then, that the car accident happened, huh? So then why didn't you ask to switch places? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? I mean, switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, then you should have switched with her.
That's true.
Ah, but, like, I don't, like, have a driver's license. Ha! Got you.
That's news to me. I was not aware you didn't have your license, Miss Minnie.
Miss Minnie, please amend your testimony.
Like, okay, anyway. I was, like, totally pooped too, so I fell asleep in the passenger seat. Wait, no, I gotta go back. The accident happened at night, correct? Yeah, like, it was at, like, 1 a.m. or so, I think. I had, like, a paper due, like, really soon. So, like, I hadn't slept, and I was working, like, really hard.
So it was because of the two you were so tired that this accident happened.
I, like, woke up because of a jolt and all that stuff. And, like, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was so totally pooped too, so I, like, fell asleep in the passenger seat. Wait, it didn't add anything about her driver's license lie. I, like, opened the door and got away. I, like, didn't have my license, so, like, I couldn't take over driving for her. Well. Miss Minnie. It was a lame lie, dude. Like, what do you mean? I know you had a license back then. This is a photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license.
What is the meaning of this, Miss Minnie?
That's right. Yeah, I had, like, a license, but I didn't get it until after the incident. No, you had it. You had it at the time of the incident. Director Hottie, or the guy pretending to be him anyway, said so. What are you talking about? That perverted fake clinic doctor? Yup, that perverted fake clinic doctor.
No one cares. When you receive your driver's license?
Like last November. What? November?
The accident happened last May. That's half of your lapse in time, Miss Phoenix Wright.
What in the?
That's what happened, Mr. Wright. At the time of the accident, Miss Minnie did not have a driver's license.
Oof.
Cry, and my whip will accommodate.
Anyway, without a license, The witness and her sister could not have switched drivers.
I'm like glad you get it, but like even if I had my license, I'm like don't think my sis would have like let me drive. Don't just stand there ing to yourself. Not you too, Mia. With the whip and the pain and the ow. Miss Minnie, why do you think you would not have been allowed to drive? Huh? That's because...
I think the situation calls for a more detailed testimony. Miss Minnie, if you please.
Ugh! How annoying. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to be mean. I wouldn't be allowed. Like, around that time, I was, like, getting really close to getting my license. My sis was, like, this totally, like, big fan of cars and, like, really valued them. She, like, had just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car. And, like, she would say things like, no way I'm letting you drive, letting a noob drive my car. So, like, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too.
I see, a bright red car for sports. Now then, the defense may question the witness.
Man, not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but hopefully we can find something. Around that time, I was getting really close to getting my license. So what do you mean by really close? Like, I had one of those permit things. I think that's what they called. Permit? Wow, the big name lawyer boy doesn't even know what a driver's permit is. Well, the lawyer never had a permit. Ugh.
Ignorance is to be with.
What is with her? All she said in the last few minutes is utter nonsense. So, like, may I continue? My sis was, like, totally a big fan of cars and, like, really valued them. She valued cars? How much would you say she valued her car? Well, like, she'd flip out at, like, a drop of rain. And, like, she would notice if someone, like, touched the car door with dirty hands. In that case, why bother taking the car to the garage ever? Let's press harder. Why did she take such special care of the car? How can you say that? It was a brand spanking new car. New car? Like, you wouldn't want to, like, get in dirty, would you, Mr. Lawyer? I would think that cars getting dirty is just another fact of life, but I guess people who really love cars think otherwise. Phoenix, try asking something of more significance, alright?
Well, Miss Minnie, what kind of car was it?
She had, like, just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car. It was a new car? Yeah? Yeah. She had, like, just gotten it. It was, like, from the UK.
Huh, the UK. Was that her boyfriend's initials?
And it was a really special model. She had waited a whole year for it to arrive. Guess her love of cars would be the next obvious topic. But I really don't know anything about cars, but I have a feeling this is bound to come up. Your Honor.
Yes?
Please append what the witness just said to her testimony.
You mean the part about being a special car from overseas?
Yes.
Well, if you like cars that much, then.
That's not my point. Though to be honest, I don't know what the point is either.
Miss Minnie, would you please fix your testimony?
Sure, whatever. Alright, let's press this statement. I yelled, "Hold it," pretty forcefully, but I don't actually know what to ask about the cars. Ask for the heck of it. So yes. What am I supposed to pick a topic? Let's start out with this. Why are British cars good? Like, huh? They're expensive, and their driver's seat is opposite to our cars here in the States. It would seem there is no benefit to owning one. Like, huh? This whole steering wheel on the right side thing. It's kind of goofy, isn't it? You. What do you know? That sleek shape, all these other things I'm listing off and X-Water can't read in time? Forgive me. Her personality really changes at the drop of a hat. It's interesting, isn't it, Phoenix? Bit by bit, we're beginning to see the real contradiction behind this case. Alright, hold on. A car from England? That makes no sense, because you can't drive that. You wouldn't be able to drive that. Revealed the driver had fallen asleep at the wheel. Oh. Opened the right door and, like, got out. Opened the right door. So she's... That's where the driver's seat would be. Objection! There we go. Miss Minnie. Do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You said this in it. But I opened the right door and, like, got out. That's correct, isn't it? Like, why are you suddenly asking me about that? Your Honor, which side is the passenger seat? The left or the right?
Well, it's on the right side, of course, because that's the driver's side on the left.
And that would be if it were an American car, but it would be the opposite in a British car.
Opposite?
The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger seat would be the left side.
Oh. What do you mean by this?
Miss Minnie, you said that you had escaped using the right side door of the car, but if you were sitting in there, then that means you were in the driver's seat.
Oh, order! Order in the court! Order!
Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Innie said the person who was driving was older sister, Mimi.
And that's what Innie said, yes, but that is where her story falls apart. Somewhere, all of us made a big error in our assumptions. Phoenix, it looks like you finally found the real root of this murder. If we connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Innie or Mimi, who was really driving that night? And the answer is Innie Minnie, of course.
Why would you say that?
Miss Innie Minnie just said so herself in her testimony. She said she escaped from the right side door, which would have been where the driver's seat was.
I'm inclined to feel sorry for a foolish fool who foolishly spent time foolishly. At that time, Miss Innie Minnie had not received a driver's license yet.
And that is why the accident happened. Hold it, Phoenix. It looks like you still don't see the real truth behind the accident. The real truth? Think outside the box. Isn't that what we always say? All right, one more time. If we connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Who was really driving? Okay, I guess it was Mimi. The answer is the one person who had her driver's license, Mimi Minnie. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive.
But you just said the witness, Miss Innie Minnie, was the one in the driver's seat.
Which leads us to the next question.
The next question?
Who is the person standing here right now?
What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? His witness name. The witness name is...
Oh, I'll tell you what her name really is. The witness's real name is Mimi Minnie. That's your real name.
What a foolish dribble. Then how you explain her appearance?
When she was admitted into the hospital, the witness was suffering severe facial burns. So, for the purpose of facial reconstruction, they used a picture.
Facial reconstruction surgery?
This is the picture she gave to the doctors at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister.
But Mimi Minnie, she died in the car accident.
And that's what everyone thought. However, that was not the case.
Then the body they found at crash site.
That's right. That was the body of the real Innie Minnie. Isn't that right, Miss Mimi Minnie? Yo, hot twist, dude. The car accident 1 year ago. The one who died that night was Innie Minnie. Her sister, Mimi, then stole her face and was reborn as Innie. With this, she effectively erased Mimi Minnie from existence. Your Honor, I'm sure you can now see why Mimi had to kill Dr. Gray.
What do you mean?
What is the meaning of this nonsense?
Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of the nurse that died in the crash, Mimi Minnie. However, that would not have been possible because Mimi Minnie was still, in fact, alive. And the fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So the witness had to stop that from happening at all costs.
And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting the witness about communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed.
Well, Miss...
Why you say my name just now?
Looks like I've been unmasked.
Witness?
That's right. I admit it. My real name is Mimi Minnie. That quack doctor, he got what he deserved in the end. And I was so close to finally ditching Mimi, too. So close.
But why? Why would you go so far to throw away yourself? To become your own sister?
I think I understand why. Mimi Minnie wanted herself to disappear because of this. That's
about malpractice incident.
Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. A nurse by the name of Mimi Minnie. That's right. The person standing before us today. And a few weeks after this mishap, Mimi Minnie had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister.
The timing couldn't have been worse.
14 patients dying that incident and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all. The only way. She lost everything in the flames of that accident. Her sister, and even her own face. That was her last chance. Her chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister.
Unbelievable. A plan beyond my wildest imagination.
That jerk. If only he hadn't thought of this channeling mumbo-jumbo. Mumbo-jumbo? Becoming Innie had been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult, I hate it. I hate it all.
I believe there are still a few unsolved riddles here. Why did you set a murderous revenge plot into motion? And why did Miss Morgan Fey agree to help you with this plan? Regardless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear.
The innocence of the defendant Maya Fey.
This preposterous! I am perfect! Me, Franziska von Karma!
I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Miss von Karma. How about you? It's gonna be broadcast all over the world, right? Your defeat, that is. Oh, she mad. Oh, she real mad.
And one more for good measure.
It's gotta be. That's too much. Phoenix, hang in there, Phoenix. Phoenix.
This court is fraud. It's a sham.
Now then, it looks like it'll be some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness, so I will go ahead and pronounce the verdict. Not guilty! That is all. Court is adjourned. We did it, guys. June 22nd, 3:13 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Congratulations, Maya. Sis! Aww. This is the first time they've got to see each other in so long. It's good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? Sis! Sis! I didn't kill anyone, did I? Nope, you didn't. It was all just a dream. Really bad dream. You know, sis, in my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. A familiar scent? It was inside that clothing box, right? That box. That was the box you used to store your clothes in a long time ago. That's right. Aww, what a nice little detail. There's still one thing I don't quite get. What's that? What would happen if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. I think Mimi Minnie had planned to open the door to the chamber herself. And then you and Lana would have witnessed quite a scene. A possessed Maya Fey who had just committed a murder. She had planned it down to the smallest detail, huh? Nick! Congrats, Maya. Thanks. Looks like you bailed me out of another jam. Well, you know, it's kind of my thing. But I really don't want something like this to happen ever again. I'm fine because I have you to help me out, Nick, but every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister, and now my aunt. Hey, Nick, tell me why my aunt went and did something so horrible. Why would she help Miss Mimi with a plan like that? I just don't understand it, Nick. Maya, it's over. Why don't we just let it be? Nick, please, I need an answer. The reason Morgan helped Mimi with the plan was... It's because of the Branch family stuff, but do I have evidence of that? I don't think I have evidence of that anywhere.
Oh, I left the voice filter on, my bad. Oh, my bad. You want a min? I want to know the correct thing to present here. Yeah, someone just tell me, I don't mind. Present Misty? Wait, Misty Faye's not in here, though. I would present Misty, but she's not in any of these documents. We got Morgan, we got Maya, Mia. It could be Pearl. I just don't want to screw it up. Are you guys sure? Are you guys sure it's going to be Pearl? Yeah, alright, it's probably Pearl. Yeah. Early? 4 years from now, a new master will be born into Karain Village, and that person will be you, Maya. And? But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear, and what would happen then? The Branch family. My aunt. No. Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be Pearl's. Everything was done for her sake. It was also that Pearls would become the next master. Yeah, I can see that. Did Maya say something just now? I think she was saying, I thought so. Rough, man, rough. Date and time unknown, detention center, solitary confinement, cell 13. My precious Pearl, you are the only one suitable to be the master of Kurain, dear child. I sacrificed it all for you. I helped that brainless nurse carry out her murder, and cooperated with that whip-happy prosecutor. It was all to unseat that annoying, witless Maine family girl, that Maya Fey. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Your time will come. That story's gonna come back. That's gonna come back in another game for sure. We did it. We cleared it, guys. We cleared the chapter. Beautiful. Beautiful.